Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim, and a tale of tyranny. We resume exactly where we left off at the end of the last episode, and apparently Verse wants to talk to me again.
I suppose I can give you a moment of my time.
She's loud. We are still playing with the sounds, and apparently what I did made Verse even louder than she was already. Good.
What do you need?
So, what, do you want to talk about? Anything in particular? Are you a spy for the voices of Nerat? Sure. Verse regards you with an unreadable expression. Her mismatched eyes look at each other. Look at each of yours in return, excuse me. I can read, I promise. Insufficient reputation. I mean, does it even matter? You have to decide for yourself whether or not I'm worth trusting. Is keeping me along worth the risk that I'll spill the occasional word about what you ate for breakfast? Okay, she doesn't seem very pleased with that. We could try and duel her. Sure.
Fatebinder, I treat my craft like my mother treated her hagsberry pie. I don't give the recipe to just anyone. Come to think of it, I still don't know what was in that damn pie.
Do I have enough reputation for any of this? Tell me about your time with the Scarlet Chorus.
The Scarlet Chorus is mostly for madmen and peasants with rusty daggers, but it's also a little niche of freedom that I never had. Once I survived training and met my Scarlet Fury sisters, I saw a different side of the howling mob.
Okay, who are your sisters? Who they were would be more appropriate. Three Whispers, Red Geyser, and Seeking Sheath. Best fighters I ever met. There wasn't a foe we couldn't take down together. Our fighting styles complemented perfectly, so we divided up the killing work like bards sharing a song. At least, we used to. She presents a solemn salute. What happened to them? We were scouting around Vendrian's Well during the siege, back when we only suspected the guard of organizing in secret. My sisters and I came upon a group of them, or Kyros knows, maybe they found us. No one said anything. We drew iron and bronze. That was when everything went wrong. I was supposed to take point and occupy the guard with a dance of blade work, something disorienting while my sisters picked their marks. I hesitated. I lost my nerve. Instead of rushing the oathbreakers, I froze with my weapons drawn. My sisters fought on without me, but they were off balance, like whatever I had was catching. They died. I lived. My sisters were relying on me to lead the dance, and I failed them. She actually gets mad at us if we try to be understanding here. So, let's not be. Your actions were inexcusable for a fighter of your station. It's true. You're absolutely right. If I had witnessed the same in one of my sisters, I might have even killed her for endangering the rest of us. Good thing for me that they didn't get the chance. She chuckles, but there's no humor in it. Hesitation is a rot. It is unbecoming of any chorus member, and unheard of in a Scarlet Fury. I would cut it from my body and cauterize the wound if only I knew its source. She grimaces once more and turns away, contemplating. Any thoughts on the topic? Or are we just here to open old wounds? Any idea why you lost your nerve in battle? I wish I had an explanation. For the first time, I lost the dance. The song of murder drew silent. Instead, there was only rigid, organized control. Farewell. So I think this is just saying that we have available dialogue options. We could increase our reputation with her further by talking even more. But, there's not really a need, I don't think, right now. Maybe there'll be a need later. But,
You got it.
Oh, it's so loud. Okay, hold on. I turned up the master volume a little bit because the music is kind of not music right now. It's just birds and background and ambience. So let me turn everyone down. I turned down master volume a little bit. We'll turn voice to 50. Can you say something now, ladies? Anything?
I got it. I'm on it.
That's okay until they start, like, grunting, right? Let's go here. Alright, we'll move to the next zone. That should be enough. The Disfavored Camp. It will take you 2 hours to complete your journey from Edgering Ruins to the Disfavored Camp. Okay. 2 hours spent. If you are just joining us and missed the first episode, don't worry. Allow me to catch you up. We met Verse, who we talked to a little bit just now, but we are a Fatebinder carrying the edict, the magical edict of the Dark Overlords. And we're here to make these two groups stop fighting. Apparently these guys are robbing someone, so let us intervene. Hail, Fatebinder. The disfavored scout nods to your approach. Camp's on up ahead. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll. But she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another. That was a question, not a statement. It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. We could just kind of ignore it. The Overlord regulates all trade. If you lack the proper permits, your goods are forfeit. A trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such a thing? Not us, and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case before Tunon. But we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. We could... what did I even say? Sorry, that was a misclick. You're on disfavored lands. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful they're even listening to you. And of course, I didn't mean to say that. He thought he was being robbed. You're not the only one. I'm being robbed of patience as we speak. We should move on, Fatebinder. Petty disputes are beneath us both. She's not wrong. Robbed? No, you fool. You're being granted life after trespassing on our lands, all for the simple price of what's in your cart. Not our fault you don't have the permits in order. I don't write the rules, I just ruthlessly enforce them. Please. The merchant lurches towards you, eyes wide with desperation. Can you do something? Nah. Right you are. We'll take care of this vulture. The Crescent Runner nods to you with a... Was it knowing or kowtowing? Smile. But,
Just point me in the right...
Verse was right. That was beneath us. A little bit. Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies. But I need to ask you something first. What's that? The voices of Nerat told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? Let's do some subterfuge. I do like subterfuge. We have a lore option as well, saying that we're here to tally the expense of the siege, but that's also a lie, and she's our friend, kind of, probably. So let's use our subterfuge here. The voices of Nerat, or did the voices of Nerat ask her to spy on me? So I didn't read the words. At a loss for words, Verse regards you with momentary unease. It gave us loyalty, interestingly enough. Well, are you even surprised? He's the Archon of Secrets. Knowing in advance is his business. So is snatching up any advantage over Grave and Ash. Those two compete like a couple of new recruits for a spot around the fire. It's nothing nefarious. The Voices is just curious why you're here. If you wanted to know more, you wouldn't be able to suss it out that easily. He would have sent one of his scarier peons in my stead. Let's continue to build our loyalty here. And tell her the truth, because she's our friend. I am here to deliver an edict from Kyros. That makes a crazy kind of sense, considering how long the siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kyros would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? Again, keep building the loyalty. We'll tell her the truth. The Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kyros' Day of Swords, or all will perish. The 26th day of every month. One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kyros sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. Do we want to know what else? What else has the voices of Nerat told you? Only that I could find you in Endering Ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the least few months bathing in the stink of the Matanai River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. Alright, let's go meet with the Archons. The war tent is just past the center of camp. She nods to the northeast. One last thing. Be careful around the disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. The Scarlet Curse don't live long enough. Who do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. It's me. The Stormcaller has arrived. We're the Stormcaller. Oh, because of a thing we did. The guard nods at your approach. It is an honor to welcome you to the disfavored camp. It must have been a terrifying honor to be the mouthpiece of Kyros' magic. You lucky sods. I guess I might as well pretend to be nice. Let us salute. Graven Ash protects. That he does, the warrior nods in approval, then taps twice on the gate to signal your arrival. Be well, Fatebinder. Glory to Kyros. Well, that got us through pretty quick. Who would have thought pretending to be nice is efficient? Who are you? You look like a merchant. Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, I don't know why I couldn't read that. Best unburden yourself before battle. Ooh. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provision and armaments. He points his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if something interests you. Pentabor rubs his hands, eyes alight. Let's see if we can find something you might like. Now I'm looking for one thing and one thing only. Magic. More magic. Thank you, bro. We had one spell. It was... oh. The Sigil of Frost, which I already know. So if we did not pick up the Sigil of Frost during character creation, we could have picked it up here. Got it. Good to know. For future playthroughs. I don't know how many more will be on the channel. Maybe none. Is this stealing? Doesn't look like stealing. This is a heavy iron helm. It's mine now. Alright. We're here to see the Archons. What else is going on in camp? This looks like an important tent.
I'd say that's worth a second glance.
The Archons await you in... oh, perception check. Topaz and garnet. Okay. Those are probably crafting materials. If I were to gander... take a gander. Wait, that's looking at something, right? Take a guess. Hey, look, here are the Archons. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of talking. Hello, gentlemen.
There's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with. His profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. You hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in a moment. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most notable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally. So he spoke to us with telekinesis, huh?
Hey, watch yourself.
Or telepathy.
When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. Well, let's just introduce ourselves, shall we? I am here to proclaim Kyros' Edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. We gained favor. This is the Iron Marshal, dude. Governor Satu, long have we been honored by your iron. Now we are honored by your presence. I must apologize for my lords. Tempers run high of late. Oh, we got a lot of favor, huh? Verse will like it if we just glare silently. We could bow. No, we're here on Kyros' mission. We're going to glare.
Stormcaller, it is an honor to have you with us. I would imagine you are here with another of Kyros' edicts. Perhaps another catastrophe that will punish our foes for hiding behind their walls?
Not quite.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kyros demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voices of Nerat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. Gain average favor with the Graven Ash. Let us see. We can gain lots of favor here. Are you all done bickering? I could just butter them both up a little bit. No. We've already decided we're not going to do that. I come bearing an edict of Kyros.
It seemed only yesterday you were proving your worth in battle, assisting my warriors in the siege of the bastard city. Now Kyros has chosen you for a second time to proclaim an edict. Tell us, good Fatebinder, what sort of punishment does the Overlord have in store for the oathbreakers?
Let us see our options. Oh, I like this last one. Dude, I like them both. I don't like the top one, though. That one's very... I don't know. Butter up. We're going to go with the last one. I like it a lot. In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in this valley, unless Ascension Hall is taken by Kyros' Day of Swords. We gained some wrath with Graven Ash. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. Is every syllable drafted by the hand of Kyros. With the edict proclaim, your pulse quickens and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountain, feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. That was pretty powerful.
Needs to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum.
Yeah, I said that.
We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
Yes.
We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. You hear the voices in your head. Watch him squirm. So many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You never see blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd used the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's ribcage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. You could remain silent. Let's use our subterfuge. I'm probably always going to select the subterfuge option, so sorry if that's kind of annoying. I know some people aren't a fan of there being all this metadata, basically telling you like when you gain favor or you need this requirement for this option, but I do enjoy it. It makes things a little easier for me. They call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful. Ooh, we're gonna make him a little mad. Verse will also be a little bit mad.
I second the Fatebinder. Thought you had the memories of one of those oathbreakers rattling about that bronze gourd of yours. Would Kyros' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
I was trying to goad him into action. That's what I'm going to go with. The Archon of Secrets turns his head to his side until the face of his mask has turned around and a new facet of the mask presents itself as facing forward. When next the Archon speaks, the trembling voice of a younger man can be heard.
Our river was to be the bulwark, but with the tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me. Please.
The use of the term "our river" suggests that this is the voice of the late Matani Janev, ranking member of the Vendrian Guard. The wealthy House Matani owned much of the realm of Apex before the coming of Kyros, and the major river in the valley bears the name Matani. The Archon turns his head far to the side until the previous facet of the mask now looks forward. So he has a bunch of souls trapped in his ethereal body. That's not creepy.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Matani, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
I already know who the voice is. Well, we found out through the reading. Reading is power. I think we're good then. Been enough talking. There's work to be done. I really don't care who the voice was. My Lord Barrack and his band has been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I sense a little, sarcasm there, bud.
I won't let you down, boss. She'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as she doesn't do anything too stupid.
Come on now, Verse. I love doing stupid things. The Archon twirls his scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and the two depart. You can hear the voices in your head. Suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us. I don't like the voices of Nerat. He's creepy.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kyros' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Nerat is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end.
Tunon's gonna favor me, bro.
Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. But at least we have allies in the court. My best soldiers have never wanted for a good blade or suit of armor, and I know I have you to thank for it. I fear we will have to call on you for more than just a few works of iron.
So because we completely sided with the disfavored during the Conquest campaign with our quick start, we already have a lot of reputation with them. So I'm kind of just further cementing that. We could try and be a little bit more neutral in the future, but I haven't had to make any really important decisions yet.
You've shown your worth in war. And your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective.
Yeah, sure.
If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
Wait, we're going in? I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren will be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. I would be honored to help. Sure. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus will likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Outer Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp due east. Seek him out, if you must. Was she telling me to go there first? Or go there next? We completed our quest, though. Job well done, if I do say so myself. We unlocked a reputation ability. Do I have that on my bar? Speak with the Fifth Eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp. Okay. How do I check abilities here? Speak with the Marshal. Oh. Abilities. 8 days till Kyros' Day of Swords. Oh. Well. Oh, it's an effect, not an ability. Okay. We get 1 additional resolve. Wow. Oh, I clicked on the Archon too. The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he surveys the maps and models splayed about his desk. He glances over his shoulder, making brief eye contact with you, furrows his brow, and turns back to his contemplation. The missive... I don't know if I could copy his voice. The missive said the Stormcaller was coming. Seems I was a fool to think you'd bring an edict that would pulverize and punish the oathbreakers. Yes, you do that. I have much to contemplate. I said we're going to leave because we're going to leave. No big secret there. I didn't feel like talking to him. I feel like we know everything we need to know about the Archon of War for now. So, we could go see What's-Her-Face. I keep trying to hold shift to move the map faster. Who are you?
I'm on it.
Let's go talk to this dude. Satu? Talk to this dude. Fatebinder Satu, am I right? I'm Sevius, commander and 3rd generation disfavored. Specifically, I'm Sevius the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you've something official that needs discussing. Or what is it you need? I heard about a problem. I overheard you asking the Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spellslingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you were at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. Sure. Could you? I knew that Tunon's agent wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I'll mark the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. You know what? The 2 armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why Beast stinks. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kyros' peace to the Tears, while the Scarlet Chorus bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the Voices of Nerat has a plan, and I'll take your word for it. But the Chorus sure seem to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his precious soul. Precious, I cannot pronounce soldiers today. Oh my goodness. His precious... It's ruined, it's gone now. His precious soldiers away from battles more than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems the Voices of Nerat is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. Okay, farewell. So we got a side quest, it looks like. Who is this fella? With the stick and the rope.
I got it.
I like him. Glory to the Voices of Nerat. Projecting his salutation for all to hear, the grinning blonde chanter ramps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Satu, I presume? His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitter Quip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Bitter Quip looks at you impatiently. Do I care about this? Not really. What can you tell me of the Scarlet Chorus? The Chorus is the future of the Tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. Bitterquip looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? That's all for now. Bitterquip nods as you depart. I was kind of hoping he'd teach me a little bit of magic. I like magic. Oh, that's it. Well, I picked it. Magic. Speaking of magic. Wait, where'd it go? Here it is. Learn. This is my favorite part of the game so far. Magic. So we learned, was it an accent? Go away. Go away. So if we wanted to augment this one, we currently have duration, intensity, range. We got, what did we get? It was strength, right? Intensity sigil. Oh, yes. You know what? You can have that as well. Because currently you have... I mean, the range increase is nice. We're going to give you more damage, though. So you can have as many accents as possible, but each one increases the lore requirement. So we have increased range and increased strength on that one. What about this one? Could we have... Ooh, this already requires 45. Yeah. So let's go with strength. And then for you, how much does this require? 30? I want to give this to her. How do I do that? Because you can teach your friends stuff, right? Maybe. Reset. You want frost? Distant targets? This one, this one. Assigned to you. There we go. I did it. I figured it out. Alright. So we gave her some magic. She can learn the other spell too. We want a far one. We can't give her any accents though, because her lore is insufficient. But there we go. That's nifty. So basically later on we can just teach her more like healing spells and buffing spells to make her useful. And not just someone that punches things. So where's Iron Marshal? Can I leave this way?
No,
It
guys.
does not look like it. Okay. Verse still wants to talk to us, but... Or maybe that's just... Is it glowing? It's glowing. How did you do that? Verse looks at you with a quizzical expression. But do what? Back in the Archons' war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. Don't I look stupid? You were the one who cast the Edict of Storms on Stalwart, didn't you? The one that tore the battlefield apart with a cyclone of Kyros' anger. That was me, alright. Well, call me impressed, considering that you read the words of Kyros more than once. I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing that you've done what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. Yeah. So that was the
You got it.
special dialogue. Okay. So this is the Iron Marshal. Why does that target you? We have a task to click on her. So let's see. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your sword. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Irenios, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. Stormcaller, welcome to our camp. The disfavored officer snaps to a salute. I'm sorry your arrival isn't for better reasons, but it's a pleasure to see you again all the same. It is reassuring to see that Tunon sends us a Fatebinder with the proper moral compass. We have a moral compass? It was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echocol, and Littletooth crossings. The Vendrian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concerted three-prong attack. I have no right to give you orders, but... Her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we all die to Kyros' edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. Yeah, sure. I will assist. Then our plan might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. I almost stumbled over that word. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunon the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all on the field. Were you talking down to me? Antiel will be leading the charge at Echocol Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shields. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the forge-bound weren't sloshed on Dappleseed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and this armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise it's something of a curse. Tapping her helmet twice, Erenio signals to the hulking presence. Barrack, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
Staying out of trouble?
I wasn't sure you would recognize me, Binder.
A familiar face emerges from the unfamiliar wall of walking iron. For a moment you can recall the features of Barrack of the Stone Shield, when he wore the traditional disfavored uniform during the Stalwart campaign, though he looks much changed. We don't actually remember that, but I went with it anyway.
And no, not staying out of trouble, just solving it. I take it you're with us for Echocol?
Barrack rams his gauntlet against the twisted bands of iron that form his breastplate.
Barrack, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I encountered Barrack at the Stalwart campaign. Though he appears much changed, he's an excellent soldier. He survived the Edict of Storms, he has to be.
You're generous to say so. I'm afraid I left the better part of myself on the killing fields of Stalwart, but it's still in my pride and honor to serve the Legion.
His voice falters. You can't tell if it's hesitation or regret that stalls him. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true and the course tries to impede the mission, we will have an observer from the court on our side.
I look forward to working with you again,
Huh?
especially after our time in Stalwart. You defended our honor to the Scarlet Chorus, and a friend of the Legion never goes unthanked.
When the Scarlet Chorus blamed the disfavored for a failure on the battlefield, you upheld the Iron Legion's reputation and punished the marauding chorus for their lack of tactics. That sounds like something I would do. Any choice would have challenged your impartiality in the army's eyes, but you stuck by your convictions. A small part of me is regretting not selecting the neutral path, but I definitely would have mouthed off against them if they weren't using
Better
tactics.
to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
He nods to you, his armor creaking as he bends his neck. That's because we're disfavored to rank 1. I ask that Beric accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Beric, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder service. You're to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? I suppose I could be in worse company than that of a renowned mage slayer. I have seen how this one treats any upstarts who fail to recognize the benefits of Kyros' peace, though I would much rather attend to my duties here, that is, unless you're serious about my change of assignment, Iron Marshal. While most of the mages of the tiers were slow to contend with Kyros' armies, the pyromancers of the School of Wild Wrath were all too eager to join the fight. Far more dangerous than the average tiersman levy, these fire mages became the focus of a joint disfavored and Scarlet Chorus assault. Okay. That's an order, Beric. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. Isn't that what I said? I do mind, but I'll allow it anyway. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. Let's keep playing friendly. Excellent. I look forward to your success in the field. It's pretty obvious which team I've sided with, huh? We have more attributes. What are you doing, first of all, before I spend these? You are a tank. You are a tank. You're wearing heavy armor. Huh. This is finesse. I mean, finesse is always good, right? This is HP. Resolve. Wits, meh. Quickness, meh. Strength. As well as increasing the endurance defense. Oh, that's like against physical stuff. We're gonna go with finesse. You need some finesse. Finesse is great. You can tell because I have 19 of it. Alright. I did a lot of talking. Wait, did I not save that? Oh, because you have one of their talent thingies. So we can go down Punisher or Sentinel. Now, from what I understand, tanking isn't much of a thing in this game. So, yeah. Strike a single enemy dealing significantly increased damage if the target is engaging a barrack. I think just increasing damage sounds good to me. Gain a chance to attack enemies as they engage you. Okay, it's like attack of opportunity sort of thing. Becomes an intimidating force on the battlefield. Enemies nearby barrack have their resolve reduced. And this is a taunt. Well, let's get that first. Because Satu is not the tankiest creature known to man.
You got it.
Good. Backspace still targets everyone. Excellent. Alright. Well, we have our task for next mission. We have a side quest. We can go see the Scarlet Chorus camp if we want, or we can go straight to the attack on the bridges. Words. Sorry this episode was just a bunch of talking, but we have met the Archons. We are positioned for next episode. And I'll see you there.